I'm getting chicken and dumplings. Debbie's done most of the prep work already, so we're not going to bore you with that. But we're going to show you how to cut up a chicken, if you've never cut up a chicken.
Okay. Okay, everybody. Sorry for my I had gallbladder surgery on Monday, so doing the best I can. Today, we're going to learn how to cut up a chicken.
Woohoo! Yay!
As Omar said, we're making chicken and dumplings for dinner tonight. So, I do have my celery cut up. So I was making brownies, so
that's for another video.
That's another video. There's a lot that you can do with a cut up chicken. As we mentioned, we're making chicken and dumplings. You can make chicken pot pie. You can make chicken noodle soup. Oh gosh, there's all kinds of things. Chicken tetrazzini. All kinds of things that you can do with a cut up chicken.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
Grilled chicken.
Grilled chicken.
Chicken fajitas.
No, not chicken fajitas.
Oh. Yeah, you got to cut up a little more to make chicken fajitas.
Yeah. Some of the meat, the thighs are the best for fajitas. Because they're not as dry. They're not as dry. So, we got our chicken out. Woohoo! Make sure that I have all the no innards, no gizzards. So we have our chicken.
Yay!
Yay.
It's a plump little rascal.
Please excuse my sink. Like I said, I just made brownies. We're having company tomorrow. Having the kids over. Mix it off a little bit.
It's the weekend after Thanksgiving.
And what I like to do, I need a bigger cutting board, but I like to use an acrylic cutting board when I'm cutting up raw chicken. So it doesn't seep down into your plastic or wood. So the first thing that you do when you cut up a chicken is you're going to cut the wings off. You can get over here so you can get a little bit of a close up.
Show you, let me see where the joint is.
Yeah, you're going to follow the joint.
I did sharpen those knives, just so you know. I don't know if you can tell or not. I tried.
No. This chicken doesn't want to cooperate.
Well, that's rude.
No.
You need to... There we go. Well, you're about to get it.
Maybe. Typically, you want to follow the joint, but this chicken is just being... There we go.
Ta-da. In the pot. I like deer shoulders. They come off right easy. They're not even attached, except by muscle. Seems like I did a good job on the knives. It seems like they're sharper.
Like you really did a good job on the knife. There we go. Got our chicken, got our wings. Now we're gonna go and we're gonna do the legs.
Okay.
And when I cut the legs and the breast, I take some of the meat off, some of the skin off as well. You can leave the skin on, it's no big deal. So as you can see, I've cut the chicken, the leg away, and you're going to, again, you're following down the joint. You have the leg. So I like to take the skin off. It's your preference, whatever you want. Real simple. Take. Normally, when I'm cooking the chicken to boil it, I don't separate the leg and the thigh.
Okay.
But I will show you how to separate the leg and thigh, just in case you might want to. We don't need all that fat. You can see down here at the end of the bone, you're going to follow. You did a good job sharpening it.
Good.
There you go. You have your leg on your bone. Like I said, it's not necessary to boil the chicken. Just kind of your
something you need
preference.
to know.
Yeah.
If you ever want to fry it or something,
yeah. If you're going to fry it, then yeah. Do the other side. You want to get as close as you can to the back to get the most meat out.
Yeah. Same thing you do with anything else, really. It amazes me watching you cut up chicken and then watching you cut up deer, or me cut up deer too. They're how much similar the
similarities.
There's a lot of similarities as to where you cut and why you cut.
As long as you follow the joints, then you should be fine. I'm not going to separate this leg and this thigh because I don't need to. I don't want all that excess fat.
Right. Because that makes it just a little more greasy, right?
It can.
Okay.
We're just going to throw that in there. Okay. Now for the breast. I like to go ahead and cut the rest of the skin off.
Gotcha. Seems like I did. Yeah, it's flat filleting that meat, that skin off.
Yeah, you did a good job. Okay, so here we have our breast. What you're gonna do? I'm gonna take it from the inside. You're gonna cut up right there on both sides, and separate it from the back. And just pull it apart. You can keep the back if you want. There's a lot of meat on the back, but we normally don't keep the back. Okay, now with the chicken and the breast, you have to find the middle as much as you can. And there's a real tough bone right here. Once you break that bone, you just cut right on through.
I don't think it would have cut through that bone.
Yeah. It helps to have a very sharp knife. Oh, there you go. You have your chicken breast ready for the pot. So I like to trim them up a little bit. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Leave the bone in. If you're wanting to do chicken tenders, this is the chicken tender part.
Got it.
So, what did you pay the extra bucks for? Put that in there.
Do you ever think about cutting the tail off on at least the back? Because there's a lot of meat on the tail.
No.
Okay.
Oops, there's a lot of meat off on that. I want to cut that off. So,
Ta-da.
there you go. There we have our chicken cut up. And I'm going to go ahead and continue on with my chicken and dumplings. And this is something that if you want to do a stewed chicken, that you're going to... So, important, whenever you're dealing with raw chicken, always clean up your mess. I like to use Young Living's Thieves Cleaner. So I've already washed my cutting board in hot soapy water, wiped down my countertop. To stew the chicken, I usually use a couple of stalks of celery and a couple carrots. And it doesn't matter how well you cut them. I don't ever peel them just because of all the nutrients that are still in there. This is what gives the chicken some flavor. And there's something you're going to want to do after we have boiled the chicken, is you're going to keep the broth. You can use it for your chicken pot pie recipe, for gravy for the chicken and dumplings, or just because it's such a great thing to have in the freezer for when you're sick and not feeling well. And it beats canned and box. It's just great stuff. We're just going to cut these out. It doesn't matter how big because you're not really caring about the size. Now, if you were making chicken noodle soup, you could probably cut it however you want it for the chicken noodle soup. Maybe a little bit smaller, but since we're going to be getting rid of it, it doesn't really matter.
Something's beeping over there.
Something's beeping. I mean, my brownies are done. Sorry about that, the brownies were done. Okay, now we've got our vegetables and our chicken in our pot. I like to use a couple bay leaves, some rosemary, salt, pepper, and oregano. Fresh herbs are always best. I'm just going to use... Smells good. Let's use those. I'll use the whole stalk.
Boy, that does smell good.
That smells good. It's so much less expensive than dried. So much better for you. A little bit of rosemary. Just, since I started working with fresh herbs, it's just been hard to go back to dry. And rosemary is a plant you can grow very easily, and not only does it make your...
There are a lot of buildings anymore that use rosemary in their flower beds because it keeps the pests out.
Right. That's what I was getting ready to say. It's a natural pest deterrent.
They had huge plants of it the last place I used to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Huge. It's great to cook with.
The chefs that worked at that campus also had their own little herb gardens.
Yeah. One more little one. Here we go. And I am very generous with oregano. Salt. Pepper. I can't see the pepper. Ooh, that's gonna be spicy.
I like it spicy.
And then we're gonna fill it with water up to cover the chicken. So, you can cut it. And we're gonna let it boil for about 25 minutes. And then we'll let it cool and cut it up and get ready for chicken and dumplings.
Boil, boil, toil and trouble.
Okay, so I've got the chicken cooling. I've taken it out. And then I have also gotten rid of all of the celery, carrots, all of that. And what I did was my strainer's in the sink, so I'm sorry. I strained it into a large pot, threw away all of the vegetables because we don't need those. And then I put some of the broth back into my stock pot. That's about how much you're going to need. Probably going to need a little bit more. Now, depending on what you're using your stewed chicken for, would be dependent upon what your next steps are. Since we're doing chicken and dumplings, this is what we're going to do with that. We don't have to dice the chicken up real small. We just tear it once it's cooled. We'll just tear it into bite-sized pieces, throw it in here, and then once we get the chicken all cut up, we'll put more broth in just to barely cover it. And in a minute, I'll show you how to make dumplings.
They'll be tearing up the chicken now.
Well, it's more or less cold. Like I said, we're doing chicken and dumplings, so we don't need it cut up tiny little bitty pieces. So I'm just gonna tear it apart, cut off all the uck.
Hello, thank you.
What?
You got uck on me.
Huh?
You got uck on me.
I got what?
Uck on me.
I got uck on you. Sorry.
So about pieces about like that size right there, guys.
Yeah. A little warm still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need it for the legs. Okay, so we've got our chicken. So there's just a little bit of broth. Just barely covering the chicken. about how much broth you want. I've got my burner. I had it on warm to keep the broth warm, to keep the chicken warm. So we're just going to keep that warm. Now we're going to do dumplings. And I do not use biscuits. I do not use canned biscuits. I make dumplings. To make dumplings, we have a 1/3 cup of shortening, and I use butter. A 1.5 cups of
Real butter.
Real butter. A 1.5 cups of flour. 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 cup of milk. And to do this, you need a pastry blender. If you don't have one, you can use 2 knives. And if you use 2 knives, you're just going to crisscross the knives. Hey everybody, in my chicken and dumplings video, I got a little bit ahead of myself in making the dumplings. Part of it was just because I was tired and was run down from the surgery that I had back the first of the week. So today I'm going to show you how to really make the dumplings for the chicken and dumplings. So I've already got it's a 1.5 cups of flour, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, along with 3 tablespoons of butter or shortening. I like butter. And as you can see, I've cut my butter up into little bitty cubes. It makes it easier. If you don't have a pastry blender, you can use 2 knives. What you would do with your knives is you would just move them back and forth, crisscrossing. But our pastry blender, and you're just going to mix your flour, your dry ingredients in with your butter. It's well incorporated. When I'm making my pie crust, you want it to, this combination to be almost like like peas, little peas. I like to get it. Sometimes the butter doesn't always cooperate. So we smooth it in.
Unlike me, who always cooperates. Unlike me, who always cooperates.
And all this is doing is just cutting the shortening into the flour, mixing it up really well. This is going to be real thick, almost like a biscuit dough.
I like biscuits.
So we've got it all incorporated. And then we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of milk. And we're going to pour it in here. And stir it up real good. There you go. Everything is all incorporated. It's all mixed up. Like I said, it's a real thick dough. And then you're going to take that and you're going to put that on your boiling water with your chicken on it. We are going to try something different with this and make biscuits. So, let you know how that turns out.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yeah. There you go.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! We want to bring our chicken mixture. We want to bring it to a boil. A little bit more. And we are going to let this boil. Bring it to a boil.
Why are you separating all the dumplings?
Because that's what you do.
I know, but not everybody knows that. Remember.
Oh, well, you don't just put the whole thing on there. Then no, you don't do that. You make little piles of your dumplings. Oh.
Sounds like my grandkids. I got a pile of dumplings over here, a pile of dumplings over there.
We're going to let that boil for 10 minutes uncovered. And then we're going to cover it and cook it for an additional 10 minutes. So, about 20 minutes, it'll be done.
Did she see what she just did? She let me look at it and she covered it back up. That's just rude.
Are you ready?
Ready.
No, Omar's here. Are you ready? Ready?
Ready.
You always want to open up so the steam is facing away from you.
Yeah, because it hurts if you don't.
Yes, it does. It hurts.
Oh, all of that goodness.
Chicken and
Yum,
dumplings.
yum, 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 yum. I like the broth.
You can make gravy if you want. We don't.
Yeah. I like lots of broth. And chicken. Look at the chicken. Oh my goodness, that's so good. Sorry about all that craziness, but it came the camera came loose and went. Blah, blah, blah.
How is it?
How do you think it is?
I don't know. I have been bought since I made it. So we have Omar's approval. Yay!
Yay. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep. Enjoy.